Hello and welcome to Around the Clock. I'm your host, Yolanda Greaves. It is early November and it is great to be still able to record outside, even though you are just watching footage and pictures of snow that we had here in Ashland. As always, it's New England, so wait 5 minutes or wait a day and the weather can change. I hope you enjoyed the first snow. I know it added a little bit of fun to Halloween trick-or-treaters and all the fun Halloween things that people were doing. On today's show, we're going to be speaking with Joe White of Ashland Community Theater, hearing what they're doing to still create theater and still be creative during this crazy time of COVID. We will also have an update on our election results here in Ashland and a select board update for the meeting that happened on Wednesday, November 4th. We're also going to be sharing with you about the post office being open, so stay with us as I bring you Around the Clock. So the next story on Around the Clock is Election 2020. Here in Ashland, we had about 10,400 people get out and vote. Most of it was via early voting. We had about 60% vote via either early voting at town hall or via mail-in ballots. And then the other voters came out and voted on election day. If you're interested in the results on how voting happened here in Ashland, you can go to ashlandmass.com and you can click and find the specific election results by precinct for those who voted during the day and then for those who voted in early voting. A big thank you to Tara Ward and Cindy Livingston, plus all their staff and volunteers who made voting so easy and effortless here in Ashland. Thank you to them, and thank you all for participating. As we're filming, we're still waiting on presidential results, but we know that here in Ashland and Massachusetts, Biden won our state, as well as Ed Markey is going back as our senator. And for Ashland, Catherine Clark is going back as our state rep, as our rep to the U.S. Congress. And of course, Karen Spilka and Jack Lewis have stayed as our senator and state rep. Thanks all for voting. Stay involved. Next on Around the Clock, we're going to talk about the Ashland Post Office. As has been broadly announced on Facebook and other places, the Ashland Post Office is now open. So you can go in, their hours they're closed on Sundays, but Monday through Friday, they're open from 8:30 to 5. And then on Saturdays, they're open from 9 to 1. If you have a post office box there, you can go back to Ashland to pick up your mail. No needing to go to Hopkinton anymore. If you have any questions, you can reach out to our local post office at 508-881-5888. Thank you to our federal government and to our legislators for helping get the post office back open. There is still some work to be done, but the workers are there and our mail is coming from there. Thank you, and go check it out. Hello and welcome to Around the Clock. Today we are speaking with Joe White. Joe, welcome back to Around the Clock.
Thank you, Yolanda. How is everything going with you?
Pretty good. Viewers, you may remember Joe. We interviewed him a number of years ago as Ashland Community Theater was getting started. Joe has been keeping that going. So Joe, Ashland Community Theater is live theater, but it's in the time of COVID. So what have you and your group been keeping yourselves busy with?
Well, obviously, not doing any live theater hurts us, and not doing live performances with audiences and people getting together. So we've moved on to working with our partners at WACA and doing more Zoom-related shows. In April of this past year, we did a variety show, a 90-minute variety show that had comedic bits, music, and we did a lot of that all on either through Zoom or through iPhones, which the iPhone today is an amazing instrument. It's actually sometimes better than some of the cameras that people had 4 or 5 years ago. So we've done that. We've done in June, we did a pandemic music show. And over the summer, we did multiple shows ranging anywhere between doing a monologue show, giving actors the ability to do monologues on their own, recording them. We did all the editing. We did some shows called the Not So Newlywed shows where we had couples play against each other. And we did a small, very socially distant movie called ER Visits, late summer, early fall. And so we're keeping ourselves active the best way we can, and to be socially responsible, to make sure that we're not putting anybody in any situation that they would not feel comfortable with, and also keeping up whatever the mandates are.
Okay. With the change that, there was the possibility to do live performances, spaces were opening up. Have you considered or looked at when you might be going back to doing some live theater?
Well, right now we're tentatively looking at the late spring of 21. Whatever we were doing in 2020 literally got canceled, and I just looked at it as a cut and paste. Take out what we're going to do in 20 and try to do the same thing in 21. It was a great play that we were working on when COVID hit in March. It was called The Viewing Room, a very good play about family dynamics after a family member passes. Sounds depressing, but it's very comedic, and also at some poignant moments. So I'm very passionate about continuing that project to make sure we do that. Currently trying to see if the May timeframe works. We're going to play it by ear, see what the numbers look like, and do that. So I'm a planner. I'm thinking of that, but I'm also being cognizant of the environment, what's going on around us, to make sure we're doing it the right way, not just the fast way.
Yeah, and one of the things I know, following some of this as well, that's very tricky is your town could be yellow or green, and you could be working toward a live performance, and you could be doing that, and all of a sudden you turn red,
Yep.
and things change from one day to the other. Yeah.
So it does, and you gotta monitor it until things really stabilize, which we're hoping it's going to be sooner rather than later. But you've got to monitor that, and it's very difficult with a live performance to kind of monitor where you are on Thursday of a dress rehearsal, but on Saturday on the live performance, we may have to turn away people. But I know that EMACT was having a lot of meetings and discussions on how to safely reopen theater. There's a lot of people who are very passionate about making sure that theater reopens at some point, but also cognizant of the safety issues surrounding that. So we're monitoring that, looking at that. I know Rich has been very heavily involved in a lot of those conversations. I mean, there's some talk about potentially doing live virtual shows, like maybe we film, maybe we do the live show with the actors, with the protocols and testing and everything else, so the actors could be there. But we would have WACA come in and maybe videotape it and live stream it. So we would still have a live performance, but maybe not have in the last couple of shows, we've had 100 people plus in each of our shows, which we would not do now.
Right.
So, but yet we can maybe stream that and people could still support it. And so there's multiple ways to try that until things get back to what we were used to back in 2019.
Yeah, and I don't know that we'll ever get quite back to what we were used to, but hopefully it'll be something where theater can certainly get active again. With Broadway being shut down till the end of May, I think that's an indicator of where things are going. But good.
Yeah, and we use that as a barometer. So.
Well, it's great to hear that you're keeping yourselves and yourself and your actors and your group busy. But we also wanted to talk to you. You are now an award-winning director / creator. Can you talk a little bit about the award that you won?
Well, there's a couple of that we won. I think we won some awards with our Halloween elevator scene that we did, and it got into a couple of film festivals. It was actually very nice to attend it. I wish we would have been able to go there, but we did it virtually. Got a lot of positive feedback for the work. It was only a 3-minute show, and I hate to say 3 minutes, but it was very well done, very well collaborated. Allison Rose and Todd Carter and the wonderful acting team. It was very good. And then we've been nominated for awards on the Victorian House movie that we did over the summer that range from, the stories that run from 1900 to 2050. And so many actors got involved in that. So I'm very excited to see that work is being recognized and acknowledged. So I'm very happy to hear that.
Great. Well, we're getting talking about outdoor natural lighting earlier as we were setting up, and my lighting has decided to change. Anyway, there we go.
There you go.
So you're looking for 2021, hopefully things. Any other film projects that you're looking at?
Absolutely. So we're trying to keep everyone busy, and one of the things I'm trying to do with the actors is encourage them to be creative in other ways, whether it's acting, doing a Zoom show, or writing. There's a couple of actors who have put the pen to paper and scripted some work. Barbara and I are going to meet with Allison next week to talk about a potential small film that we're looking at doing called to show about friendship. It's called Friendship in Black and White, about a couple of people who've been friends for over 50 years. And the dynamics that happen over that lifetime, and a small murder mystery movie that I'm looking to potentially do as well. So once again, all socially distant, making sure the actors are tested and the crew comes with their masks on, etc. So trying to keep people creative and keep things going while we wait to get back to live theater. But there's still many ways to do that.
Right, right. It's just changing how we approach theater and art and culture, because it is important to keep it going. Oh, there we
Yep.
go.
There you go.
Okay. Well, Joe, thank you so much for coming on Around the Clock. Please keep working. We look forward to when we can all be in a theater again to see some live performances and applaud and support. It's so important now, you know, for those people who have, you know, who are trying to make a living in the arts right now, that they are struggling. So we should all be ready to, when those performances become available, jump right back in and support them.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Looking forward to having people back and get the creativity and the juices continue to flow. So thank you for having me here. I appreciate it. And anytime you need anything from me or the team, you know I'm here. We'll try to support everybody, and good luck to everybody. Stay safe.
Great. And congratulations again on your winning, on your
nominations, everything.
On your nominations and on your winning.
Thank you. Thank you. Same to you. Appreciate it.
Take care, Joe.
Bye now.
And we'll be back with more Around the Clock. Well, that wraps up another episode of Around the Clock. If you've been watching the whole episode, we've been being chased by the sun as I sit here on my back deck trying to record this show. That natural lighting of the sun, that one instrument that we have to work with. A big thank you to Joe White for joining us here on Around the Clock. Always a pleasure to talk to him and hear all the great and creative things that he and his group are working with. Congratulations again to our sports teams as they continue their seasons. I hope they are continuing to be successful. If you ever have a story that you'd like to share with us here at Around the Clock, please reach out to us either at Around the Clock at our Facebook page, WACA-TV, or via email. Thanks for watching this episode of Around the Clock. Stay safe. Understand that the election process will finish soon. And we are still moving forward. Stay safe. If you do need to go out, wear a mask. Welcome back to Around the Clock. It's time for our Around the Town tour. We only have 2 stops on our Around the Town tour today. The first is the Stone Park for the Ashland Lions and Ashland Fire Department golf ball drop. This is a fundraiser for both organizations, and believe it or not, they take 500 golf balls, they put a pin in the ground, they go up on the fire truck ladder, they take it way up, and they drop the golf ball. And the winner of the raffle is the ball, they all have numbers on it, that is closest to the pin, and then someone else also gets some funds if they are the furthest away from the pin. From what I heard, it was quite a sight to see, so let's go take a look.
Wow, there's a lot of concentrated balls there.
Okay, the closest to the pin, closest was Susan Manna from St. Bridget's Parish, Framingham. And the farthest from the pin was Lieutenant Anthony Duca from the Ashland Fire Department.
Get out!
So the winner wins $500 and came close to the pin, and farthest from the pin is a $100 prize.
As I said, this was a fundraiser for our Ashland Lions and our fire department. They use those funds for various things. The Ashland Lions, if you are not aware of who they are, they do some great things here in our community, supporting our seniors, supporting our schools, and supporting our residents. Our next stop is the Ashland Fire Department drive-through open house. Every year, our fire department has an open house where they open the doors and they allow the kids to climb on the trucks and meet with Sparky, our fire rescue dog, and just get a look at our fire department and our firehouses. And of course, with COVID, as with everything, they've had to make some changes. The trucks were out and people were out and waving and they had some information, but it was drive-by. So you drove in one end at the Cedar Street Fire Station, drove through, got to see all the trucks, and then drove out the other end. It was another wonderful day for an open house, and thank you to our fire department for opening their doors, per se. And let's take a look at what it looked like.
Today is open house day, part of our fire prevention week here at Ashland Fire Department. So everyone should be driving over to Station 2 at 70 Cedar Street. And I'm going to take you through what we have. This is our first time doing it. We normally don't do this kind of. The ambulance is going to a call, it looks like. So here we are. We're coming up to the open house. And we see a bunch of flashing lights. We see a bunch of, oh, look, the police are here helping us out. So I'm going to take you through just so you can see what it's like. And we're greeting people as they come by. And the first people you see here is you got the chief. The chief is here handing out hats and greeting everybody. How you doing, Chief? So you come and get your hats, say hi to Sue. And look, there's Smokey Bear. Smokey Bear is waving at everybody as they're coming through. There's Smokey. Hey, pal. Oh, and look, there's Cartoon and there's Sparky, our fire dog. And Sparky's waving to all the kids. Smokey's over here still waving. And you get to see the tower all set up with the American flag on it. And that's it. You just come through the station like this here, and they got the ambulance on display over here. There's Lieutenant Irusi greeting people. Giving people little instructions on where to go. There's the lieutenant. Oh, what do you got? Oh, he's got Smokey stickers. Thank you, Lieutenant. Enjoy. All right. So we're helping the Lions. The Lions are taking jackets to help the needy. So we want you to come on down and bring your gently used or new coat. And what they do is they collect it. They send it all to Anton's cleaners. And then they send it off to the homeless and the people in need. And it's Coats for Kids, since they can't pay. Hi, guys. And they'll come over. They'll come on over. And then drop it off. Coats for Kids. So bring it. And now you're here all through until the end of December. We'll be collecting coats here at the fire station. And we got the brush truck. Oh, look. And there's Cindy and Evie. Cindy and Evie are handing out a lot of good stuff. Can I get one of those? Look at that. You come and get a bag full of swag. All sorts of fire prevention and safety materials in there for you. Look at the cars that they're working on. See, that's the kind of equipment that we use right there. Pretty slick, huh? And then you get to see the tools in operation. Just a little display. And there you go. There you have it. And there's our new brush truck.
Again, thank you to our fire personnel for all they do for our community, but also for opening their doors and sharing a little bit of fun and magic for our younger residents here in town.